When the grind meets faith, there's a moment in every fighter's life when the punches keep coming, the noise gets louder, and you can't see your way through the storm. You look around, and it feels like no one's clapping for you anymore. The applause stopped. The encouragement faded. The light got dim. And right there, right in that darkness, you face the question that has broken more dreams than failure ever could. Do I still believe when nothing is working? I remember sitting in my old room one night, surrounded by silence so heavy it felt like the air had weight. I had dreams, goals, big plans, but everything I touched seemed to fall apart. People who once said, "I got you," disappeared. My bank account didn't match my potential, and my hope didn't match my reality. And that's when I learned something. It's not enough to grind for the dream. You have to grind in faith. You see, grinding for something is about effort. Grinding in faith is about trust. It's about believing when the evidence says, you're finished. It's about walking when your legs are tired, talking hope when your voice is shaking, and still believing that something unseen is working for you in silence. Because faith is not the absence of struggle. It's the presence of purpose through struggle. The grind begins where comfort ends. Every dream starts at the edge of comfort. You can't grow in soft soil. You can't rise while staying safe. Comfort zones are like invisible prisons, silent, gentle, and deadly. They convince you that you're okay where you are, when deep down, something inside you is screaming for more. I've seen people pray for change, but refuse to move their feet. They want the mountain to move, but won't take the first step. They want results without the resistance. But you and I know that's not how growth happens. Faith without grind is fantasy. Grind without faith is emptiness. But grind in faith, that's power. When you grind in faith, you understand that the pain you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. You stop asking, why me? And start saying, try me. Because you realize that the challenge didn't come to destroy you, it came to develop you. Let me tell you something. The road to your dream will test every part of you. Your patience, your character, your discipline, your belief. You'll lose people you thought you needed. You'll face moments where it looks like your effort is in vain. But every step, every tear, every sleepless night is doing something powerful behind the scenes. There's a process to purpose. A seed doesn't sprout the moment it's planted. It's buried first in darkness, in silence, unseen. And that's how faith feels when you're grinding. You're buried, not forgotten. You're planted, not rejected. And when the time is right, you'll rise stronger, deeper, unshakable. So when it hurts, grind. When no one notices, grind. When it's lonely, grind. Because every moment you choose to keep going, you're writing a story that faith will finish. I've met people who gave up 1 inch before the breakthrough, 1 step before the blessing. They mistook delay for denial. They forgot that faith requires patience, and patience demands endurance. When you grind in faith, you stop counting how long it takes, and you start trusting that what's coming is worth every second of the wait. Because you can't microwave destiny. You have to marinate in discipline. You have to season your struggle with gratitude. You have to stir your doubts with courage. That's how champions are cooked. And maybe right now, you're in your silent season, the grind season, where nothing makes sense, where your effort isn't matching your outcome, where you're tempted to quit. But this is where faith whispers. Keep grinding. Something unseen is aligning. You may not see the growth yet, but it's happening. You may not see the reward yet, but it's being written. You may not see the reason yet, but one day you'll look back and realize every delay was direction, and every struggle was strategy. So don't stop now. Don't give up because it's hard. Give more because it's hard. Let the grind refine you, not define you. Because the moment you choose to push through the pain with faith in your heart, that's when your destiny starts pushing back towards you. The grind begins where comfort ends. Every dream that has ever been born began at the edge of comfort. The moment you feel uneasy, uncertain, stretched, and even scared, that's the moment destiny starts whispering, "Now we can begin." Comfort is beautiful, but it's deadful, but it's deadly. It convinces you to settle. It tells you that good enough is safe, that staying still is smart, that waiting until it's easier makes sense. But deep down, you know the truth. Nothing powerful, nothing extraordinary, nothing lasting ever grows in comfort. The grind, the real grind, begins when comfort ends. There's a point every dreamer hits where the applause fades and the spotlight turns off. You're alone with your effort, your thoughts, and your fears. That's where the grind starts. You wake up before the sun. You fail. You try again. You push through the days when nothing makes sense, when the results don't show, and when the world seems to have forgotten your name. And yet, something inside of you whispers, keep going. That's the voice of faith. The grind fueled by faith doesn't stop when it hurts. It begins when it hurts. It doesn't quit when it's hard. It becomes stronger in the hardness. See, faith is not a magic key that opens every door instantly. It's the power that keeps your hand knocking even when no one answers. It's the voice that tells you to keep walking when the road disappears. Faith says, "Heaven, if I don't see it yet, I believe something greater is happening." That's what grinding in faith looks like. You move not because the path is clear, but because your purpose is stronger than your pain. Most people give up not because they lack skill, but because they can't handle being uncomfortable. They can't stand the silence. They can't bear being unseen. They mistake waiting for wasting. And that's why they stop before the breakthrough. But when you grind in faith, you understand that the waiting season is not empty. It's sacred. It's where you're being shaped, humbled, and strengthened for what's coming next. You learn to trust the process even when the process feels painful. Imagine a seed planted deep in the soil. It's dark down there. It's cold. No light, no applause, no validation. From the outside, it looks dead. But underground, something is happening. The seed is breaking. Its shell is splitting. And while it looks like destruction, it's actually transformation. That's you in your grind season. You're not buried to die. You're planted to rise. Every challenge, every delay, every setback is preparing you for roots strong enough to hold the weight of your future. Because if you rise too fast, without foundation, you'll fall as quickly as you rose. You can't escape the grind. You can't skip the waiting. Every legend, every success story, every person who has ever created something meaningful had to walk through their valley of silence. And that's where faith meets reality. When it's not about who's watching you, but about who you're becoming when no one is. That's when you learn to grind without applause, to move without validation, and to trust without proof. Because real growth happens in private before it's celebrated in public. There will be moments when you question everything, when you'll want to quit because the results don't match your effort, when you'll feel forgotten, unseen, and even unloved. But those are the moments that define your destiny. Those are the nights that build your foundation. And that's when you must remind yourself, pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Every tear waters your strength. Every disappointment adds a layer to your endurance. Every failure teaches you what faith looks like when everything else fails. The grind is not glamorous. It's lonely. It's repetitive. It's exhausting. but it's also the birthplace of greatness. Because the moment you decide to stay consistent through the discomfort, you become unstoppable. You stop letting fear dictate your effort. You stop needing permission to move forward. You stop looking for signs, and you start becoming one. That's when you realize the grind isn't your enemy. It's your training ground. It's your test, your mirror, your message in disguise. So, when you wake up tired, grind anyway. When your dreams look distant, grind anyway. When no one believes, grind anyway. Because your faith is not measured by how you act when things go right. It's revealed by how you move when everything goes wrong. Every step you take in faith builds momentum. Every ounce of effort adds power. And one day you'll look back and realize that everything that broke you was actually building you. Don't let the silence fool you. Don't let the delays deceive you. The grind is not proof of failure, it's proof of favor. You're being developed, not denied. The process may be invisible, but the progress is inevitable. And when that breakthrough finally comes, it won't surprise you, because deep down, you'll know you earned it. You'll know you prayed through it, cried through it, and fought through it. You didn't just grind, you grinded in faith. And that makes all the difference. Faith is a muscle, not a miracle. Faith is not something that just appears out of nowhere and makes life easy. It doesn't work like magic. It doesn't remove the mountain, it gives you the strength to climb it. Faith is a muscle, and like every muscle, it grows when it's tested. The more it's stretched, the stronger it becomes. The more it's challenged, the deeper it roots itself. Too many people want faith to work like a miracle, instant, effortless, and beautiful. But the truth is, faith grows through resistance, through the weight of struggle, through the tension between what you see and what you believe. You can't pray for strength and expect no struggle. You can't ask for patience and expect no waiting. Faith develops when life doesn't go your way, but you keep going anyway. I remember a time when everything seemed to fall apart. It felt like the ground beneath me was cracking. Every plan I made, every door I knocked on, every person I trusted, it all crumbled. And for a while, I thought faith meant things would instantly get better, but they didn't. Instead, things got harder. The silence got louder. The wait got longer. And that's when I realized faith isn't about watching things work out perfectly. It's about trusting even when they don't. It's not about seeing the finish line. It's about running when you can barely breathe. That's how faith grows. Not in comfort, but in challenge. Not in certainty, but in chaos. Not in the sunshine, but in the storm. Think about a muscle in your body. If you never put it under stress, it stays weak. It doesn't grow just because you want it to. It grows because you push it, because you lift against resistance, because you endure the pain of training. That's exactly how faith operates. Every disappointment is resistance. Every unanswered prayer is weight. Every delay is training. And every time you refuse to give up, your faith gains power. It becomes less about what you feel and more about what you know deep inside, that no matter how bad it gets, something bigger than your struggle is at work. There's a story about a man who prayed for strength. Instead of receiving ease, his life became harder. He faced challenges he never expected. He cried, he fought, he almost broke. But years later, he realized that the challenges were the answer to his prayer. Because in them, his faith grew roots. He became stronger than his circumstances. That's the truth of faith. It's not proven by comfort. It's proven by pressure. You can't discover the depth of your belief until life demands that you use it. And when that moment comes, you'll find out that the pain you thought would destroy you actually made you unshakable. When you grind in faith, you train your spirit the way an athlete trains, their body. You don't see results overnight. You don't see progress every day. But you keep showing up. You keep lifting the weight of your dreams, the weight of your doubts, the weight of your fear. You keep pressing forward even when the world tells you to stop. And over time, something incredible happens. You get stronger. Your faith becomes steady. Your heart becomes resilient. Your will becomes unbreakable. You stop being moved by temporary pain because you've learned to see beyond it. You understand that setbacks are setups, that delay is not denial, and that every trial carries a lesson meant to elevate you. The problem is, many people want faith to fix things instead of strengthen them. They want the mountain gone instead of learning how to climb. But growth doesn't happen that way. You have to earn your faith through experience. You have to live through nights that break you so you can wake up with courage that remakes you. You have to go through seasons where nothing makes sense so you can learn to trust what can't be seen. Faith is not built in the easy times. It's forged in the fire, molded in the mess, refined in the resistance. The moments that make you question everything are the very moments that teach you what faith really means. Every time you fall and get back up, your faith flexes. Every time you cry but still move forward, it grows. Every time you choose hope over fear, it strengthens. And one day, you'll face a storm that would have destroyed the old you. But this time, you'll stand firm. Not because the storm got weaker, but because your faith got stronger. You trained for it. You endured for it. You bled for it. You built it one painful repetition at a time. So, when life gets heavy, don't ask for it to get easier. Ask to get stronger. When you can't see the way, don't stop moving. Trust the process. When you're tired, don't quit. Breathe, believe, and take the next step. Because faith doesn't grow in the comfort of calm. It grows in the chaos of challenge. And the more you grind in faith, the more unshakable you become. Not because everything around you changes, but because everything within you does. Faith is your power, your training, your foundation. It's not a miracle that happens overnight. It's a muscle you build for life. The struggle is proof you're still in the fight. There's a moment in every journey where you start to question if it's all worth it. The nights feel longer, the silence feels heavier, and you begin to wonder if the struggle is a sign that you're losing. But hear me clearly. The struggle is not a signal of failure. It's proof that you're still in the fight. The only people who don't struggle are the ones who have already surrendered. The only dreams that don't face resistance are the ones that have already died. If you're struggling, it means your heart is still beating for something. It means your faith is still alive. It means your spirit refuses to give up. Struggle is not your enemy. It's your evidence. It's the whisper from within saying, I'm still here. Too many people misread the presence of struggle as the absence of progress. They think because it's hard, they must be doing something wrong. But that's not how greatness works. Nothing that's meant to last comes easy. Every diamond was once coal under pressure. Every warrior had to bleed before they led. Every success story you admire was written in the language of struggle. The grind will bruise you, but it will also build you. The pain you feel right now is shaping the strength you'll need tomorrow. You see, struggle is the classroom where character is taught. It doesn't just test what you believe. It reveals who you are. When everything falls apart, when no one claps for you, when you can't see the way forward, that's when your faith takes the stage. It's easy to talk about faith when life is smooth, but the real test comes when your back is against the wall. That's when you find out if you were motivated by comfort or anchored by conviction. Struggle separates the temporary from the timeless, the interested from the invested, the talkers from the doers. You can't fake perseverance. You can't pretend to endure. The struggle exposes truth. Think about the caterpillar. Before it becomes a butterfly, it locks itself in darkness. The cocoon is tight, painful, and suffocating. If you saw it struggling and tried to tear the cocoon open early, you'd destroy it. Because it's that very struggle, the pushing, the breaking, the pressing, that strengthens its wings. Without the struggle, it can never fly. And that's how life works. Your struggle is equipping you with wings strong enough to carry the weight of your destiny. If life gave you everything you wanted instantly, you wouldn't develop the muscle to hold it. You'd lose it as quickly as you received it. But the fight, the tears, the loneliness, the confusion, they're teaching you how to soar. There's power in pain when you stop running from it. Most people try to escape struggle. They look for shortcuts, easy paths, soft landings. But the grind of faith doesn't offer shortcuts. It offers strength. When you stop seeing struggle as punishment and start seeing it as preparation, everything changes. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start saying, this is happening for me. You begin to understand that every setback carries a seed of development. Every obstacle hides a lesson that your future self will thank you for. You start trusting that even when it hurts, it's shaping something greater in you. And I know it's not easy. There are nights when you cry yourself to sleep, days when motivation feels like a memory. You might look at others and wonder why their path seems smoother, their journey lighter. But don't envy their ease, because ease never built endurance. The fire you're walking through right now is purifying you. It's burning away your doubt, your fear, your weakness. It's leaving behind something unshakable. When you come out of it, you'll see that you didn't just survive. You transformed. You didn't just make it through. You became someone new. When you grind in faith, struggle stops being a reason to quit and becomes a reason to continue. You start to see that every challenge is an invitation to grow. That every no from life is not rejection, it's redirection. That every fall is not final. It's feedback. The struggle becomes your teacher, your motivator, your reminder that you're built for more. And when you look back, you'll realize that the seasons you once begged to escape were the very seasons that shaped your greatness. So, if you're in a season of struggle right now, take a deep breath. You're not behind. You're being built. You're not broken. You're becoming. The pain you feel today will one day be the strength you speak from. Keep moving. Keep believing. Keep grinding in faith. Because the struggle is not the end of your story. It's the proof that your story is still being written. And when it's all said and done, you'll stand where you once stumbled and realize that every tear, every fight, every sleepless night was worth it. Because the struggle didn't destroy you. It defined you. It didn't stop you. It sculpted you into everything you were destined to be. Courage is born in the dark. Courage doesn't show up when the sun is shining and everything feels easy. It's born in the dark, when you're alone with your fears, surrounded by uncertainty, and unsure if you can take another step. It's not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move despite it. Real courage is quiet, unseen, and deeply personal. It happens in those moments when no one's watching, when no one's cheering, and when your heart is breaking, but you still whisper, "I'm not done yet." That whisper, that choice to rise one more time, is where faith and courage collide. That's where greatness begins to breathe. There's a misconception that courage is loud, bold, and fearless. But in truth, it's often trembling hands holding on a hope. It's the voice that shakes but still speaks. It's the step that hesitates but still moves forward. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable faced a moment where fear screamed louder than faith. But they didn't let fear have the final word. They pushed through the darkness, believing that even if they couldn't see the whole path, the next step was enough. And that's the essence of grinding in faith. You don't wait for the fear to fade. You walk with it until it learns to follow you. When everything around you seems uncertain, when the future feels heavy, courage becomes your light. It doesn't remove the darkness, but it reminds you that the dark isn't permanent. It tells you that the night has limits, that dawn always finds its way. Some of the greatest acts of courage are not about standing tall. They're about standing at all. It's easy to have courage when the crowd is clapping. But the kind of courage that changes your life is the one that stands in silence and says, even if I fall, I will rise again. Because every time you face fear with faith, something inside you changes. You begin to realize that fear doesn't disappear. You outgrow it. Think back to the hardest moment you've ever faced. Maybe it was the loss of something you loved, the failure that broke your confidence, or the time when everything seemed impossible. Somehow you made it through. Somehow you kept going. That wasn't luck. That was courage. That was the part of you that refused to die when life tried to bury you. And every time you've walked through pain and come out stronger, you've been building that muscle. You've been training your spirit to face the darkness and not flinch. You've been learning that courage is not about control. It's about surrender. Trusting that you are being guided even when the way forward is hidden. You see, courage doesn't ask for guarantees. It asks for trust. It doesn't say, show me the outcome first. It says, I'll show up regardless. Courage doesn't promise comfort, it promises growth. It's the bridge between fear and faith. The space where you choose to act before you feel ready. And most of the time, you won't feel ready. But that's exactly when you must move. Because the moment you do, fear begins to lose its grip. It can't survive in motion. It feeds on hesitation, but it starves when you take action. Many people wait for the perfect moment to be brave. They wait for clarity, for confidence, for everything to make sense. But the perfect moment never comes. The truth is, courage isn't born in perfection. It's born in chaos. It's born when your voice trembles, your knees shake, and your faith is all you have left. It's born when you walk into the unknown, not because you're fearless, but because you're faithful. Every courageous step you take creates momentum, and that momentum builds belief. You start to realize that fear doesn't define you. It refines you. The dark doesn't destroy you. It reveals who you really are. And here's the beauty of courage, it's contagious. Every time you rise, someone watching you finds the strength to rise too. Every time you speak truth in the face of fear, someone else dares to be authentic. Your courage becomes a light for others still trapped in their own darkness. You don't even have to know them. Your story, your endurance, your quiet bravery, it sends ripples that reach hearts you'll never see. Because courage doesn't just change your life, it inspires others to change theirs. So, when you find yourself in the dark, don't curse it. Remember, this is where courage is born. This is where your character is forged, your faith is deepened, and your voice finds its power. Every great victory began in a place of uncertainty. Every great warrior was once terrified. The darkness is not your enemy, it's your birthplace. It's where you shed the version of yourself that fears, and you become the version that fights. Keep walking through it. Keep trusting. Keep believing that every step forward, no matter how small, is an act of courage. Because when you finally step into the light, you'll realize something profound. The darkness didn't defeat you. It delivered you to your strength. Belief is built in silence. There's a sacred kind of silence that comes in the middle of the grind. The quiet moments when it feels like nothing is working, when your prayers echo back unanswered, and when every door seems locked. That silence can break you if you let it, but it can also build you if you understand it. Because belief, true belief, is not formed when everything makes sense. It's built when nothing does. It's easy to say you believe when life is moving, when results are showing, and when people are clapping. But belief that stands the test of time is forged in silence when you have no proof, only purpose. There will come a time when the noise fades, when the crowd that once supported you goes quiet, and when even your own mind starts doubting the path. You'll question your worth, your dream, your direction. You'll feel invisible, like your effort doesn't matter. That's the test. Because silence doesn't mean you're forgotten. It means you're being formed. The greatest versions of you are not built in applause. They're built in isolation. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly in public. It transforms in silence, unseen. That's the way of life. Growth happens quietly, not because you're unworthy of attention, but because you're being strengthened for it. In the silence, belief becomes real. It stops being something you talk about and becomes something you live. It stops being words and turns into endurance. Every time you wake up and keep grinding when no one notices, that's belief. Every time you trust that your effort is not wasted, even when you can't see progress, that's belief. Every time you say, I'll try again tomorrow, after another disappointment, that's belief. It's not dramatic. It's not glamorous. It's simple, quiet persistence. And it's powerful because the strongest faith is not shouted from a stage. It's whispered in the dark. Most people want the noise of progress, the applause, the recognition, the confirmation that they're moving in the right direction. But the truth is, if you always need to see results to believe, you'll never develop the strength to keep going when results disappear. Real growth is invisible at first. You don't see the roots growing under the soil. You don't see the foundation being built beneath the surface. But one day, it all shows up at once, and people will call it overnight success, not realizing it took years of silent belief to get there. Silence is uncomfortable because it forces you to face yourself. It strips away distractions. It reveals your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses. But it also introduces you to your strength. It shows you what you're made of. When no one's pushing you, will you push yourself? When no one's watching, will you still give your best? That's where belief is tested. The grind in faith is not about how loud you can be when you win. It's about how steady you can be when you're unseen. Silence refines your motives. It makes sure you're doing it not for validation, but for vision. I remember a time when I was surrounded by nothing but quiet disappointment. Every effort felt wasted. Every plan seemed to collapse before it began. But it was in that silence that I learned what belief really meant. It wasn't about waiting for things to work. It was about working while I waited. It wasn't about asking, when will things change? It was about asking, how can I stay faithful while they haven't? That mindset changed everything. I realized that the silence was not the absence of movement. It was the space where belief was growing roots deep enough to hold the future I was praying for. Belief built in silence gives you stability when life gets noisy again. Because when the spotlight comes back, when the results start to show, and when people finally notice, you won't be moved by it. You'll know who you are because you found yourself in the quiet. You'll know your worth because it wasn't given to you by applause. It was revealed to you in the dark. You'll be unshakable because your confidence isn't built on what you see, it's built on what you know. And what you know is that faith never fails. It just takes time. So, if you're in that silent season right now, the season where you feel unseen, unappreciated, unheard, remember this: the silence is sacred. It's where your belief matures. It's where your